Hi everybody, Don Giannetti, lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. The other day I did a video on how to get criticism. If you're a photographer and you want to get a photo criticism or someone to look at your photographs, give you some ideas or their impressions of them, what you need to do to get a good one. Today I'm going to talk to those people who are critics, people who may be in a position to help somebody's work and to lead them, guide them a little bit when they need it, mentorship, so to speak. So let's just talk about a few things that a good critic needs to do if you're going to help someone else enjoy or get better at their photography, or help get them down the path they need to go. Okay? Well, number one, you got to know what you're talking about. Sorry, but you do. If you're just a hobbyist weekend person and you don't know a lot about photography, haven't done a lot of it, maybe you're not the right person to give criticism. Then say opinion. Your opinion, have at it. But it's probably an opinion coming from nothing to back it up. And you have to ask yourself, do I have anything to back it up? My criticism. Not my opinion. Your opinion you can have. No one cares about your opinion, so to speak. If you try to critique an image without knowing what the photographer wanted to do, how can you critique it? You have to find out what was their goal in mind. What did they want this photograph to do? To show composition? Did they want to show that lighthouse? Did they want to show the land, the person, the feeling, the emotion, the mood? What was it? Because then you can at least gauge if that worked for you. Did that picture give to you what they expected it to do? If it didn't, let them know it. Doesn't mean that it didn't for 50 other people, but it didn't for you, and tell them why. You have to be a little bit dispatched from the image, just a little bit detached from the emotion, dispatched from the taking of it, because you can't be real close to the person when you're critiquing them. You have to put some distance there. That does not mean that you have to be a douchebag or a jerk. It doesn't mean that you have the right to say, oh, this really sucks or this really stinks. You may be proved wrong at some point and then you look terrible. I imagine if I put out 50 photographs and had 100 top critics look at them, that there'd be some images that some critics would hate and some images that this other critics would love the same image. That's the way it goes. Not everybody likes or dislikes everything. So you as a critic, you're giving your opinion, your point of view based on your experience, on your history, on your visual literacy. That's what you do. And you do it in a way that makes them believe that what they've done is valuable, at least as a learning experience. Trying to rip somebody up, that says more about you than it does about their work. And, you have to really think about that. One thing that I do is, if I look at a photograph and I don't have anything good to say about it, if there's nothing I can bring to the table positively about that image, then I just decline. It's incumbent on me to boost people up. And usually I can find within an image, and I imagine you can too, something the photographer's done right, and then you can help build on that. You can help them build on that by saying, well, this looks pretty good here. This is what you should focus on. Now, how could you have made it better in this other part of the photograph to support this really good thing that you did? So that they can come to that conclusion, so that they can find it in them how to fix it. And there's a danger, by the way, with telling them exactly what you should have done. First of all, who gives a shit what you would have done? It's not your picture. Seriously, it's not your picture. It's their picture. What we have to look at is what they did. You weren't there. I don't critique images like, well, you know what, I would have done this and I would have done that. I don't know what I would have done. I wasn't there. I don't know what that day was like. I don't know what that subject was like. I don't know what else was going on. I wasn't there. It's presumptuous and stupid to sit there and tell somebody else what you would have done. However, within the photograph, within the intent of the photograph, there are things that they've clued you in. This is what I wanted to try. This is how I wanted to do it. You can always ask, well, since you wanted to do that specific thing, is there any way you could have gotten the camera to the left or right to maybe bypass this thing that's in the way? See, that's a real critique. That's a question. That's something for them to think. And they go, no, no, that was it. That's the only place I could get. Okay, now we have to deal with other issues. Maybe that wasn't even a shot worth taking. But if they say to you, I could have gone to the left, they start seeing that picture better because you helped push them that direction. That's what a good critic does. I think being compassionate about people's photography, being opinionated, you can be totally opinionated, and having some real goodwill towards the artists themselves is a big plus in the business, or the semi-business, I guess, or the occupation of critiquing photography. Now, you're not going to get famous by critiquing photography, especially if you do it the way I'm telling you. The people that get famous are the people who go nuts and, this is obviously garbage. They get the TV shows, they scream about cooking. They scream about cars. They scream about whatever. They scream about little girls dancing, and they fight, and they just say the most cruel and horrible things to each other. I guess that's what people like. They think it's entertaining. I don't. I think it's absolute garbage. I think that if you're going to be a photography critic for anyone, for a friend, for a neighbor, for a family person, you need to do it from here and here, equal amounts. But your goal is to have them see how they could have done it better through your eyes. You don't want them making photographs like you, do you? God, I hope not. Did you ever have one of those art teachers that the only way you could satisfy the art teacher was to make art just like theirs because that anything else was garbage? I don't do that. I was lucky to have good music teachers and art teachers who didn't do that either. They worked hard to have me express my own art, but they helped guide me towards my own art. Something you can do too when you're critiquing photographs. So, talked about how to get one. This is how to give one. I'll see you tomorrow.